The windsurfing this summer has been really nice.
Oh, this is really nice!
After clocking a 100-mile session in June, I considered myself fit enough to tackle some long-distance adventures. Finally, in August, I made it out to Nab Tower Lighthouse because, well, who wouldn't want a selfie with Nab Tower? The lighthouse lies due south of Hayling Island.
So here it is, Nab Tower, look at that, beautiful. 9 miles out to sea.
So I finally had my selfie with Nab Tower, and in September saw a rare easterly in the forecast and decided to go west from Hayling Island Sailing Club. I was going on a downwinder to visit the beautiful Georgian town of Lymington, which I'd never visited. And let's just say it's not your typical spot in the Solent for windsurfers.
Just been told off again by the harbour master. No windsurfing in the river.
Well, I had my work cut out for the return leg and battled huge wind over tide conditions, thanks to the supermoon.
Okay, I've been going 4 hours 22, 6 hours exactly. I've done 7 hours and 10 minutes.
And with that, the 86-mile unsupported round trip back to Hayling was complete. With the harvest moon, it was going to be one of the biggest tides of the whole year, and by 11 o'clock the wind over tide was in full swing, with the incoming tide clashing with the northeasterly wind. It was going to be a struggle even to get out of Chichester Harbour, but I decided I had to get cracking.
Oh man, that was hard. A lot of white water at the entrance of Chichester Harbour there. Oh. Well, I haven't fallen in so far. Got a very, very big tide today. It's a 5-metre tide. One of the biggest in the entire year. And I've set off about 3 hours before high water. So I've got an adverse tide for the next 3 hours, roughly. Obviously tidal streams do their own thing. Oh, that's better. Right, we're going now. 15 knots. So smooth with the offshore wind. Absolutely lovely.
Havant Borough Council spends millions of pounds every autumn shoveling the shingle around trying to protect the south of Hayling Island, only for it to be drawn straight back into the sea in the next storm.
Believe it or not, this is actually a nudist beach here on Southsea, and thankfully I'm not too close to see anything I shouldn't see. But yeah, let's keep on going, not get too involved.
Well, something must have distracted me. Probably just a wind shadow from the buildings, I imagine, because the next thing I knew...
Yeah, I have fallen in after all. It's so gusty. Okay, coming up to Southsea Pier. I decided to go a bit further out because I was getting bored of having the wind directly behind. So I'm zigzagging downwind now, which is far better. Hopefully you can see the back of the sail folding away. I put quite a lot of downhaul on, so it should spill the wind. I'm just trying to get into the small boat channel, which is on the western side of the entrance of Portsmouth Harbour, to join the yachts, because there's a ferry bearing down on me quite quickly actually from Fishbourne. So I'll just hold my course, and not doing too badly. I'm going to stick with this yacht, so I'm doing 10 knots. I think my intentions are pretty clear, just to get out of the way basically. Yeah, there's the gust. That's nice. I'm going to cut behind this guy because I don't want him to take my wind. And you can see the wind's coming around out of Portsmouth Harbour. Nice people. I love it when yachties wave. It's quite funny.
Some people now seem to recognise me when I'm on the water in the Solent, and it's so nice when they give me a wave, particularly when I'm on a full day's mission by myself. So definitely say hi if you do spot me.
And you can see the ferry through my sail. It's quite interesting, this yacht just passing me here has a boom that's almost like a windsurf boom. It's sort of, as I say, a wishbone. I'll look that up. I don't know what type of boat that is actually. Quite cool. Maybe he also windsurfs. The water's pretty lively. I thought the tide was now back in my favour, but it seems to be a bit of wind over tide. Right, I've got cows under my sail here, and I've done exactly 20 miles in 2 hours 16. Well, the last time I came to Cowes, I paddleboarded from Hayling Island Sailing Club, and that was a 6-hour mission. Absolutely exhausting. So glad to say this time it's only taken me a third of the time. You can see on that cardinal the tide has just turned and it's now heading west, so everything's in my favour. No excuses. It's just picked up. We'll talk about 20, maybe 22 knots here. It's a nice boat, Sun Odyssey 45. Oh, this is really nice. The adventure has started. I'm just crossing Bramble Bank here in the very middle of the Solent. I'm pretty sure no ships are going to run me down because it's too shallow for them. The colour of the water says it all. They have a cricket match on the sandbank, which is hilarious. Such an English thing. And you have a few ribs barking up and then they play cricket. It's just comical.
Yes, you heard that correctly. There's an annual cricket match at Springwater low tide in the middle of the Solent, on the Bramble Bank. But little did I know, it was at first light the following morning. AJ Patel posted these photos on the Solent Boating Facebook group, and he has been kind enough to let me use them for this video.
So this is the second outing ever of my beautiful new boom, which is a Chinook. It's only an alloy, but it's better than the last one, which was totally bent. What else can I tell you? It's basically going to do all my big sails, 6, 6.5, 7, 7.5, and it's 165 to 227, which is a good size because I don't like to use these booms on their outermost extension because you easily bend them. So yeah, pretty good. And brand new harness lines. I love these short harness lines, 26 centimeters. I get a lot of comments about this. Not all positive comments, but yeah, it's just habit. I like short harness lines, and with the rucksack it saves dunking it, so it suits me. And just up there you've got the National Coast Guard Institute, Stone Point.
I took these shots earlier in the year when I came to Leap to windsurf with the legendary Kent family, Rob, Annette and Emily. The NCI is a network of lookout towers around the UK. As a charity, it's staffed entirely by volunteers who selflessly keep watch to ensure other people are safe. They're on Channel 65 for radio checks and coordinate with the much better known RNLI. I'll put a link in the description so you can find out more.
Beautiful, look at that. Very nice scone with the jam. Well, this is probably the easiest windsurfing you could ever do. Just cruising along at 8 knots, probably 2 of which is tide. And it's totally flat, wind with tide, here in the Western Solent. It feels like the wind's dropped off. And I don't go out of the Solent because the tide is running in a southwesterly direction, which could just mean I get swept out to sea. Not the first choice. Second option is pull into Lymington. There's a wing foiler over here, just one lone wing foiler. I started feeling sorry for him that he was by himself, but then forgot how much I enjoy this. The silhouette of Hurst Castle looks incredible. Okay, I'm just on the mud flats to the windward of the entrance of Lymington. Oh, nearly dropped the phone. Yikes. There we go. And I'm just going to look up where the best place is to leave the kit. I'm thinking a dinghy park would be better than a marina. So I don't want to get miles in and then realise I've gone too far downwind and have to carry the kit miles. So I've perched upwind here nicely and going to see what I can find on the map. 4 knots beyond this point. I've never actually windsurfed into Lymington, so this is quite good fun, quite novel. I think I've seen where the slipway is. And that to me looks like a slipway. So you can see the ferry going past behind me, and I came in on this slipway right here, which seemed like a good idea, but then of course had a word from the harbour master. He's taken my details. There is no windsurfing in the river, no kite surfing for that matter. I don't think you'd be tempted with kite surfing in the river either. But yeah, he's taken my details. I don't think there's a fine coming through the post, but just FYI in case anyone fancied windsurfing in Lymington River. No, it's definitely not encouraged. Anyway, I've managed to stash my kit. I'm just getting my head around the number of different sailing clubs. There's the Yacht Club, there's the Lymington Town Sailing Club, we've got the RNLI just over here, and a number of others it seems. Anyway. So just had a pie in the pub, that was really delicious, and very much looking forward now to getting to the Airbnb. My legs are quite tired actually. The adrenaline when you're on the water just masks all this stuff, but then when you stop, you suddenly realise you can't in fact go on forever. So maybe it was a good thing stopping in Lymington. It's certainly a very pretty town. Okay, leaving Lymington. Just been told off again by the harbour master. No windsurfing in the river. But they don't need to worry about me now. They can enjoy the cup of coffee and I can enjoy the sunrise. Just approaching the mouth of the river now, and then I'll be out into the Solent proper. No ferries. I don't know when they start the ferries, but That one sat there for a while. I'm just gauging the wind angle. It's slightly more northerly than forecast, which is great. It might mean I can hit cows with one tack. If it's windy. Of course, the windier it gets, the closer to the wind I can point. On flat water, that is. I'm going to aim to get over towards the main channel, which is on the other side near the Isle of Wight, and try and get some tidal assist upwind. I'm doing 7 knots actually, probably only 6 of those through the water, so it's already helping. But it's a massive tide today. High water's about 2 o'clock, so I've got a whole morning to benefit from it. Passing the entrance of Newtown Creek, which is a lovely anchorage. Much better at this time of the year when it's less busy. I just wanted to stay clear of the tide that's whooshing in there. It's like a small natural harbour. I'm just coming up to Gurnard now on the western side of Cowes, and this tide is unbelievable. I think it's the harvest moon doing the trick. I've just done 10, maybe you can't see that, 10 miles in 1 hour 10 upwind. Lovely stuff, even though I say so myself. Just passing the last of the channel markers coming up the western Solent. Doing 11 knots upwind here with the tide. Thank you, tide. Yeah, I want to avoid these boys. I'm thrilled to say the wind is still in the northeast, which is so much better than the east. At some point it's going to veer around, but hopefully not yet. Okay, I've got past Cowes. Progress has slowed unfortunately because the wind's dropped off. But I thought it was quite interesting that there seems to be this ferry looking boat that's travelling between Cowes and Portsmouth, similar to the one I saw yesterday. I might look that up. I didn't realise there was a Portsmouth to Cowes passenger ferry. It's a sort of blue tubby thing. I think it's easing. I want to make it at least to see a view today. I can always overnight there. Wow, this wind is just so up and down, it's a real tease. Trying to get round Ryde Pier has not been easy.
Have a look at how my YB tracker, with its 10-minute positioning signal, hides all manner of sins compared to the GPS watch.
3 hours and 2 minutes, and I've passed Ryde Pier, so pretty good. I reckon it's going to take another 3 hours at least to get back to Hayling, so wreck the upwind. I don't know what the Scott's doing, she's bearing down on me. Yeah, just doing a nice 7-8 knots upwind, and I think I'll get to this channel marker and then maybe put a tack in and see if I can hit Horsand Fort. The angle is really awkward. That was extraordinary. I think I just witnessed a military escort leaving Portsmouth Harbour.
Later the same day, I found out the convoy that just passed me was heading out to the Prince of Wales aircraft carrier stationed in Portsmouth. Thank you to Toll for this amazing shot, and to several others he took in this video.
Come on. May as well put a tack in whilst I'm at it. Okay, I've been going 4 hours 22 without a break. And I've done 33 miles. And I can actually see Hayling Island. This is so exciting. I just need the winter hold. I'm crossing over the submarine wall very shortly. Who's that? Yes. Hi. Thanks. Very friendly. These people knew who I was. I'll look them up. Quintessence, name of the boat.
Quintessence is owned by Dave McAdam. His boat is a westerly consort, and he was in fact on his way to Newtown Creek.
Just rowing across the entrance of Langton Harbour here. I've done 5¼ hours and 40 miles roughly. A lot further than the outward leg. A lot further. Not surprising given all these tacks. It's almost a bit emotional seeing Hayling on the horizon there. Just glad to be safe, because getting back to this northern shore is not easy with this wind direction. And on a windsurf board you really don't point at all when the wind drops below about 12 knots. Maybe 10, but that's even with a centre board. It's so hard to get upwind. I feel the tide is starting to move against me now, and if I head too far out I'll land back on Portsmouth. Maybe it's not a break I need, but just a sip of water. I've done 2 tacks over the course of about 20 minutes and gained 20 metres. This is pretty marginal now, whether I'll make it.
What makes long distance windsurfing so different from, say, running a marathon is the way the scale of the challenge constantly changes with the conditions.
I think what I'll do is finish at Toll's house, which is on the Hayling seafront, because the tide is ripping out of Chichester Harbour and I won't be able to get in anyway. Right, 7 hours and 20 minutes. New strategy, staying inshore to cheat the tide. Okay, nearly there. Toll has very kindly come out to see me, and I'm desperate to finish directly outside his house at the correct groin.